This is actually a question that we get asked quite a bit. How did Lumpy get so, well, lumpy? Lumpy is a species of tortoise called an African spurred tortoise or a sulcata tortoise. You don't have to know a whole lot about tortoises to recognize that she doesn't exactly look like most other tortoises. Sulcata tortoises come from the Saharan desert in Africa, one of the literally most inhospitable places on the planet. They are the third largest species of tortoise in the world, and they can reach adult sizes of over 200 pounds. In the wild, this species' main diet is composed of primarily very high starch grasses and shrubs that are native to the Saharan desert. In captivity though, we supplement. Kind of hard to go down to the local grocery store to the African weed section and pick out plants for your sulcata to eat. Unfortunately, most of our supplements just don't make the cut. On that note, a very important thing to remember, these species don't encounter very high levels of sugar in the wild. Not a lot of cantaloupe, strawberry, or watermelon growing in the sub-Saharan desert. And just like humans, a vitamin or mineral deficiency during early developmental stages will lead to physiological abnormalities later in life. Whew! Now that we've learned some stuff, let's check out some tortoises. This here is Crabman. Crabman is a 60-pound male sulcata tortoise. I want you to particularly pay attention to the differences in his shell shape and form as compared with Lumpy's over there. Also, it's important to note that a tortoise's spine follows the ridge of their shell. And our boy Crabman here looks significantly different than our lovely lady Lumpy. The point of this entire story, Lumpy came to us from a lady who had her since she was a hatchling. Unfortunately, the pet store that she purchased her from informed her that her main diet was very high sugar foods, watermelons, strawberries, cantaloupe, grapes, all sorts of things that are not right for this species and will not help them to properly develop. Lumpy also had very low exposure to UV light and was kept indoors for the majority of her life. The result? A malformed tortoise. While Lumpy is relatively healthy, active, and we do expect her to live for quite a few more years, she will never live the entire lifespan of a typical sulcata. She will never reach full size. And eventually, she may require surgical procedures to increase her mobility due to the shape of her shell. At the end of the day, Lumpy's story is one that we're able to use to express to people how vitally important it is that you're adequately prepared and adequately researched before you take on a new animal. As keepers, it's important that we are always willing to learn, always willing to admit when we were wrong, and always willing to try something different for the sake of the animal. And I guess that's the story of Lumpy. One more thing. Quit feeding fruit to your sulcatas.